Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittany if you don't already know me, and if you don't know me you're probably not subscribed and you should probably do that right now before you forget, so I'll just give you a second. Alright, okay, cool. So today we are going to be talking about Riviera and as well as a few of their other new product launches that I happened to purchase. So I did want to kind of do multiple things in this video. One, I wanted to help anyone out there decide whether or not they wanted to buy this palette. I wanted to check out the colorful eyeshadows and make sure that they weren't patchy, and I also wanted to make sure that they were blendable and easy to use because color is intimidating, and this is definitely not everyone's cup of tea. This is not what everyone's going to want in an eyeshadow palette, and I have seen some people have some patchiness with the colorful eyeshadows. So that's basically what today's video is about. If you want to see another look that's not so colorful with this palette, that's the first thing I did. I wanted to see if I could create something that didn't have purple in it with this palette because everyone went straight for the purple and pink, and that's not really what I wanted to do. So if you want to see something that's not like this with this palette, then check out my Instagram. I already have a look and a mini tutorial up, so you can check that out if you would like as well. So yeah, if you want to see how I got this look and learn a bit more about halo eyes, blending, and Riviera, then just keep on watching. Bubba's really confused about what I'm talking to right now, so she's wagging her tail. So I did actually already do my brows with the Anastasia Dip Brow Gel in the shade Chocolate, which I am so glad that I tried this shade. I definitely knew that I wasn't going to be dark brown, and I was afraid that if I got soft brown again that I would think that it would be too light. I went with Chocolate. It said it had a warm undertone, which is what I needed because I dyed my hair a little bit more cinnamon brown recently, so basically none of my ABH brow products were matching me anymore, so I picked up the Dip Brow Gel. So I have had a request for a brow tutorial. The main reason why I don't do my brows in most tutorials is because it can take me anywhere from 5 to an hour, minutes. But in all seriousness, it can take me anywhere from 5 minutes to 20 minutes. Sometimes I just have really bad brow days and I just can't get them for some reason or another. So I'm always nervous to attempt a brow tutorial. Something I will do soon, but I kind of want to play around with this a little bit more and practice with it because it is a little bit different. I do really like it though because this is just the one product, so I am a fan of that. I hate having to use multiple different brow products, which I've always done. I've used, like, you know, a brow powder, a brow gel, and a brow pomade. This is $18 and it's just the one thing, so you can use it to gel up your brows and you can also use it on your hands. Like what I do is you know what, I'm gonna do a brow tutorial. So I actually got 2 other products from the spring launch from ABH. So today we are going to be reviewing the Riviera palette, which I actually wasn't sure if I was going to buy it because Riviera came out on Monday, Milk Hydro Primer came out on Friday, and I was kind of trying to decide which one I wanted, but then I realized I don't ever go anywhere with makeup on. I don't need a primer. What I have bought almost every single launch is these bad boys. The only one that I'm missing is Sultry, and that's just, I was not interested in Sultry. I don't really do smoky eyes that much. Like, I need something that has color in it, and I'm pretty sure Sultry had a coral shade. When I saw this one, I about died. I've been dying for colorful shadows from ABH for so long, and they really brought it this time, I think, because we are going to talk about it a little bit. This is going to be a full in-depth review, and I want to show you how everything works. First look that I did with this palette was mostly neutrals and then a pop of blue and the purple one, which is Mediterranean. So it was basically more neutral. I didn't use the purple, I didn't use Bahamas, I didn't use Monte Carlo, so that was kind of my toned down look, but That's because I saw everyone using the pink and the purple and I wanted to do something different. So today though, we are going to test those. So I think they tried to keep it wearable with pops of color, and so I can appreciate what they tried to do. That's just the type of brand they are. That's who they market to. I think it's cool that they even came out with a colorful palette to begin with, because that's something that the consumers that are maybe more like me wanted. Somebody who does more colorful looks, who, you know, doesn't really care if they go out wearing a neutral eye look or a purple, green, yellow, black eyeshadow look. Like, it's definitely cool that they tried to include everybody in this palette by putting in all of the pops of color, as well as the wearable shades like the browns. And I love this poopy shade right here. As soon as I opened this palette, I got super stoked about this shade because it's one of my favorite shade colors in general. So before I even start, I do want to say I'm pretty nervous to use these colorful shades like Bahamas and what's the purple one? Bahamas and Canes. Is it Canes? I saw Jackie Aina's review, and I did notice when she was patting it onto her eyelids, it was doing the same thing that the Subculture shadows did, where they kind of got dark where they stuck and then didn't really pick up pigment in the surrounding areas. I hope you know what I'm talking about, and at the same time, I hope that doesn't happen, because then that basically renders those shadows useless, because it's impossible, not impossible, but it's really difficult to build up the shade to full pigmentation when you have patches that don't collect or won't pack on any more pigment. That will mean that it's going to be really difficult for somebody who isn't really used to using eyeshadows and blending colors. It would make it a lot more difficult for someone like that to use this palette. So I really hope that that's not the case. I don't know. So I want to use Bahamas Canes, the beautiful blue shade. So let's start with, I want to use Canes first, I think. So what I'm going to do is pat it onto my lid, kind of in the shape that I want to do the halo eye. So I think I would like to do a halo eye. And I am going to hold this up. Hopefully it doesn't go out of focus too much, but so far the purple shadow is not doing what it did to Jackie, so I'm not sure if maybe it has something to do with what kind of base you use. I'm not sure. Okay, so it looks a little bit crazy right now, but what I'm gonna do is wipe off any excess purple, and I'm gonna go in with Bahamas. There is quite a bit of pigment that comes up onto the brush. I would definitely suggest tapping it off and building up the shadow slowly at first. It's a lot of eyeshadow. Oh my god, it's just like swirling around in the air. So just putting it on the very edges of that purple, I'm going to smoke it out as much as I can. Big circle I got going on here, so I'm going to blend out the edges even further with Monte Carlo, which is just a nice paler pink shade. So I'm going to take this brush right here, pinch the edges so I don't get any stray bristles, and hopefully cut a nice even crease, but it's possible that that's not going to happen, and I'll cry. And now I'm going to pack on that blue shade. Alrighty, so that's the blue shade on. I'm gonna wipe off my brush, then go in with the pink shade, the pink shimmer. Alrighty, so I guess I have to do that on the other eye now, which really sucks. I definitely think I want to add a little glitter to the top of that crease just to really define it. So I am going to go off camera and finish this eye the same exact way that I did this eye, and I will, I guess, decide what lashes I want to put on. Whew, and I'll come back and show you what that looks like when I'm finished. So I used the heavy metal liner called Volume just to line the top of the crease, and then I just brought it down the center of my eyelid to add a little pop of glitter right there in the middle. And then I went in with the Makeup Shack lashes in the style Evelyn. I've had these for an extremely long time. What I'm trying to do is just finish up all of my lashes that I bought since the beginning of my channel and just haven't dyed yet, and these are one of them. So these are like 2 years old, but going strong. Now we are going to move on to the face. I'm not going to go super in depth, but I am going to show you what I'm doing just so you know. I'm also trying to use up a lot of the foundations and primers that I bought a while ago too, just because at this point they're starting to get old, or they are old, but I'm not wasting them. I'm still going to use them unless something bad happens, and right now I'm okay, so I'm still going to do it. This is the Tarte Brighter Days. I don't know if it's exactly... It's a highlighting moisturizer. I like to use moisturizers as my base most of the time. I don't really care about primer unless I'm going to go out, which I'm not right now. I'm going to take it off after I take some pictures. So this is just to moisturize and add a little bit of hydration and glow to my face. So for foundation, I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Dewy and Smooth Foundation in the shade 102 Fair Porcelain. Why does this look too dark for me still? Jesus. My cats are constantly rubbing up against the side of this little... Oh my god, the cat better be up there and accidentally started my music, otherwise there's a fucking ghost in here. Door. Oh my god. Cats are so dumb sometimes. I really don't get it. I've got a candle up there, my laptop, a curling iron, and all of my jewelry, and a glass like Buddha sculpture, and the cat, just because he sees that there's no room for him there, he must put his arse there. Music. But like I was saying also about the cats doing other annoying things in this room, they rub up against my lights and this thing, and they've broken 2 of my lights so far. Luckily, both of them came with an extra one, so I've got extras for right now, but cats are so silly. I have grown to love cats though. I used to hate cats and now I love cats. I think it's just like something where you need to own them and have a cat that loves you and not only be around evil cats. So I remember this one time I was wearing a halter top that just tied at the back of my neck and the bow kind of dangled down, and obviously I had a little bit of skin exposed on the top, and I just remember, like, this was when I was like 4 at my daycare, and I remember it vividly. The cat jumped up on my back and just hung out there for a while. He was a baby kitty, but it still really hurt, and I was like 4, so ever since then, and ever since having to deal with her cats, I always hated them. And now, after moving in with my boyfriend, he's a crazy cat lady. Actually, he even admits it, like, he is a crazy cat lady. He loves cats. But cats are just obviously easier. They kind of do their own thing. You don't have to worry about them. They're really independent. So that's why he always just had cats kind of over dogs. And I get it. Dogs are a lot of work. Like Bubba, oh my lord. Some days I just don't even know what to do with her. But I do love them. Especially my old fat cat, Mister. We have a special bond. I would like to say that he feels the same way. I didn't actually update you guys in my last video that much. I think I was a little bit nervous to be back in front of the camera again. So I have a boy. friend. Ooh, and his name is Christopher. And we've been dating since like last May. And we've been living together since last August. So it's going really well. We're really happy, and I'm really happy, and he's just adorable. Yesterday he like melted my heart. I was kind of telling him about how I actually had Norvina follow me on not Instagram but on Twitter, and if you don't know who Norvina is, it is Claudia, but she calls herself Norvina or something. I don't know what the deal with that is. She's Norvina to me. And she followed me on Twitter, and it's Anastasia's daughter. So I was just telling them, like, I don't know, I've had a YouTube channel for 2 years now. I did take a break. I don't know, it's more just like out of a year and a half maybe of doing makeup and stuff like that. No, I'll go with 2 years. I'll say 2 years. I have always tried to be noticed by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and some people get so annoyed by that stuff, but whatever. Like, if you do makeup, you know that being on Anastasia's PR list is basically just like the biggest accomplishment. Just the fact that you were recognized by your favorite brand and the products that you use so often that you just love so much, like, they love what you do with it and want to send you stuff and want to see what you do with that stuff. And I don't know, like, that's just the craziest thing to me that they're playing. It's just the craziest thing to me that they spend their time looking at small people who do makeup and trying to find talent out there and trying to expand and add more people to their PR list. So that's what she's doing right now on Twitter at the moment, and she actually followed me on Twitter, and I've been tweeting at her just like everybody else, trying to get her to notice, because we all want to be noticed. Like, let's not lie. It takes a lot of work. This is a lot of effort, and it's fun. It's a hobby, right? At this moment, it's a hobby, but at the same time, like, it is a lot of work. And to be recognized for something that you work really hard on, no matter what it is, that's a big deal. I'm gonna set my face with the Milk Makeup Blur and Set Powder. It is Translucent Light, I believe the shade is. And I really do like this powder, but I only use it where I put concealer. I try not to powder my whole face anymore. So yeah, I was just basically telling him, like, how cool would it be if, like, she noticed me. And he was just, oh, so cute. He's so supportive of this. Like, it just blows my mind. But anyways, he said, you know, like, do you think you're spending too much time in there? Got powder everywhere. Oh, my favorite blushes at the moment are the Karity little blush palettes that they came out with. They're little blush bombs. They have multiple different shades, but I think I'm going to use the shade Pow Pink and just add a little bit of blush right now. So in the car, he said, do you think you're spending too much time in that room? Do you think you're, you know, spending too much time on it in general? And I was like, what is he trying to say? And doing it too often? It's like, no, I don't think so. Like, I think I've been trying lately, baby steps, to get back into all this and, you know, do some videos here and there and whatever. And he was like, well, see, like, imagine if you really applied yourself and just basically went hard every single day. Imagine where you could get. Like, this is you just, you know, doing it as a hobby right now, and this is how far you've gotten, and it's still pretty impressive as it is. Like, so I don't know, it's just, you have to try not to put yourself down, because there is so many people out here doing the same thing, and it's hard not to get discouraged and feel like you're doing it for nothing. So that's actually why I'm filming today. Like, I want to get back into this, and I want to get back into this, and this is what made me happy. So yeah. Anyways, I don't really know what the whole point of that was. thinking about going back to school, but I just don't really know exactly what I want to do right now. I think I want to possibly, I haven't really told anybody this. I'm thinking about cosmetology just because a lot of things you do need to be a licensed cosmetologist. So especially what if I wanted to do brows or facials, or I don't know what kind of stuff I'd want to do. I'd figure that out when I was taking classes, but I don't know, I just want to do something creative, and I am kind of ready to put myself in the learning mode. So I'm hoping to go back to school soon. So I'm taking Cane's, which is the purple shade, and I'm just going to blend that out in my lower lash line, and then blend out that even further with the pink shade, which is Bahamas. So I do like to bronze a little bit, because even though I contour with the... Did I even tell you that I contoured with that? I don't think so. So, by the way, I contoured with the Hollywood Contour Wand in the shade Fair Medium. So even though I do that, even though I do that, I still like to bronze with my butter bronzer. Hey! God, he's being such a dick. Just to add a little bit more color to my face, and usually I have to match my neck. So this is usually what I use. But actually, my foundation matched me pretty well. I've been cutting my bangs myself. I actually just decided I think I'm gonna grow them out now. I'm kind of over it, and now that summer's coming, I just feel like I'm ready to let them go now. So for highlight, I have a new best friend, a new glove, a new everything. It's just everything, honestly. So this is the ABH Snowflake Loose Highlighter, and this is the lightest shade. It comes in 2 other ones. Oh god. Honestly, when I put that bronzer on my neck, it makes it super itchy. I might be a little bit allergic to the scent of butter bronzer, but that's okay. So yes, this highlighter is everything. It comes in 2 darker shades. It does come out a little bit chunky, so I like to really brush it into the cap and then tap off any of the big fat chunks. Oh, I usually like to spray my face too, so let me do that first. Ah! Ugh. I always like to spray my face before I put on highlight, just to set all of the powders that I do have on there. So I'm going to use the lavender I'm going to use the Mario facial spray with aloe, chamomile, and lavender. This is actually one that my boo got me. He's so cute. We went into Ulta and I asked him to come with me. I don't know, I just like to go shopping with him. I just like him to be with me when we do things. Like, we just like doing things in each other's presence. Like, that's just when we have the most fun. So he came into Ulta with me, and I was looking at stuff, and I was like, ooh, I don't have this one. And I said, oh, I've never tried an orange one. I didn't know. He was like, okay, what else? What else? How about this one? How about this one? I was like, oh, I'm good. I know these babies. I have most of them. But these 2 I did not have. So I really like the lavender one, especially because purple, you know. And actually, this one has a really nice spritzer. Some of the small ones, the spritzers are shit. But this is like $6 or something like that. And now I'm good to brush it on. If you're not into an intense glow, you might not want to buy this one. No, you can definitely get a subtle glow if you just put a little tiny bit on your face. But I'm not about that life. I like to glow all the way to space. I want the aliens to see me. If this is the only highlighter I use from here on out, I apologize in advance. I'm going to use Stripped Liquid Lipstick and Undressed Lip Gloss. And that is the completed look, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope this helped. I am going to give a quick little final thoughts on ABH. I almost said subculture. I really think it's worth it. I think it's beautiful. I didn't have any problems blending that purple or pink shade. Oh my god, I love this palette, honestly. I think the shades are so beautiful, and Mediterranean is probably my favorite shade out of any of my palettes right now that I have this, because it's like purpley, oh god, I don't even know. It's such a pretty periwinkle, ugh, I don't even know. I just love that shade. This highlight is not for the faint of heart. It is going to blind people probably. So I also really enjoy the dip brow gel because, like I said at the beginning of the video, I only need the one product instead of like 6 different brow products. So I am a fan of this as well. So I think this spring launch went really well. Is it a spring launch? I don't know. I'm ready for spring. Yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it helped you somehow, whether it be with how to do a halo eye, how to cut your crease, how to blend out difficult shadows, or just whether or not you want to give Riviera a purchase. So yeah, if you guys did like this video, give it a thumbs up, maybe leave me a comment. Don't forget to subscribe and also follow me on Instagram. I'll leave all that stuff down below. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!